Hi, I'm Mia, and I'm getting over a cold again. But no, this is the one thing I hate about still living with my family. I mean, besides just generally things. My brother is obviously still in public school, so even though I am in a customer-facing job and I take public transportation, he comes home with things. So he was sick at the end of last week, so I started getting sick at the beginning of this week. So not ideal. So obviously I may sound congested. I may sound a little bleh. Which is funny because I feel fine besides the fact that my ears clogged because I blew my nose and now it's clogged. But yeah, I'm also redoing a look that I tried to do Tuesday night. It's Friday right now. I was out at 3 o'clock. It's also 5:23, so I'm really pushing the time here. But I just didn't finish it on Tuesday because of time and just life. So, redoing it now. So yeah. But I'm going to start off with the Simply Posh Cosmetics Genuine Gems palette. And I'm going to start off with some of Tourmaline, which is this very like warm toned purple. And I'm going to start pressing it right here. Oh my god, I had words. But no, yeah, I was out at 3 o'clock today. It was so weird. I mean, I wasn't complaining. It was... So today's Black Friday, as I filmed this. It was so slow. Like, embarrassingly slow. I did see one of my regulars, two of my regulars actually, so I still made tip money. So, thank God for that. But, like, it was just so... It was so slow. It was, like, scary. Like, I know Black Friday isn't what it used to be. But, like, we're in downtown Boston. I mean, Fridays aren't usually that busy anyways, but, like, it was bad. Like, even Wednesday, you know, day before Thanksgiving, we still did, like, average sales. And I'm like, huh. But, what can I say? I'm not anyone. I can't make anyone come in. And I'm really not going to complain about it. Like, God forbid I have a day to myself, kind of. I just did a lot of menial, like, restocking things. And then I'm going to go in with the shade Amber. And I'm going to press this all up here. It's funny because this is supposed to be one of, like, the orange shades. And, like, it obviously is a little more orange, but it's, like, more of that dandelion color that you'd get in Crayola packs. Oh, that was, like, my favorite color ever, though. Like, I'm not, like, the dandelion crayon girl on TikTok, where she's, like, dandelion, but, like, it was, like, my favorite yellow out of the bunch. But next, I'm going to move on to this palette from Colourpop Cosmetics. This is the Matte About Hue palette. A very good, solid rainbow palette. I'm going to go in with a bit of Crazy Cool, without an A in Crazy, and then some of Dream Girl. And then I'm going to use that to start to blend the edges of that Tourmaline shade. Just a little. But yeah, so yesterday was Thanksgiving, obviously. Today was Black Friday. So I was originally planning on not going anyways, because I didn't want to go, and then, again, I did get sick Tuesday, and I was like, ooh, nice. And then none of us ended up going because my father started feeling sick, and then she started feeling sick, and I'm like, no. Like, this was supposed to be, like, my one day to myself. Like, this is evil, awful. But we ended up making chicken soup last night because, you know, people are sick, so we have soup. But it's funny because every year, Thanksgiving, we would usually go to my mother's side of the family. And then Friday, we would always make our own Thanksgiving dinner. So we'd have Thanksgiving dinner 2 days in a row. But that way we could also have leftover turkey for soups, pot pies, things like that. So, and then I'm going to take a little mix of Pow and a little big mix of Elephant, and I'm going to use that to blend out this orange. I'm going to marry it right in the middle. But yeah, so it wasn't the Thanksgiving I was hoping for. I was hoping for a nice day by myself. I was hoping to order some Chinese food for dinner, which is funny because I don't like Americanized Chinese food all that much. But also only so many options. That's not cooking myself a whole meal. And then on a super small fluffy brush, I'm going in with just some of Elephant, and I'm gonna blend out as much as I can along the edges for everything, really. Because, like, we're kind of giving sunset vibes today. And, like, that was the original idea. But then I'm gonna take a mix of Lil Iffy, and then, no, just Lil Iffy for now. And I'm gonna use that to kind of deepen right here. Actually, I'm gonna take Lil Iffy and then some of Ta-Da, which is like a deeper purple, and I'm gonna layer that. Right. Yeah. And then I can blend that out with a different brush so it doesn't look so harsh, obviously. But I do love myself a good sunset eye. And fun fact, it was snowing when I got off the train today. You know. Ooh. Clean brush. Just gonna blend some of this out. When I got off the train, I'm like, wow, this, what do I call it? The clouds look kind of weird. And then I start crossing the street and walking home, and I'm like, there's white stuff falling from the sky. I'm like, this is, like, not really what I wanted out of life. I don't like winter. Like, I really, really don't. So, but I'm like, it snowed for literally, like, not even a minute. And it wasn't, like, snow either, so. I'm dipping back into the Genuine Gems palette with Milani again and just kind of going over where I originally put that. Just to kind of build it up and not lose some of that purple. Again, I have other brushes I can use, and again, these type of looks always take 8 million brushes. So back in with my original mix of Dream Girl and Crazy Cool, and then I'm just gonna do this again. But yeah, oh, I had a list of things. Oh, so on Sunday my friend and I booked brunch. We were very scandalous. We did with only like a 3 days notice. Usually we book things like weeks in advance and have plans, but not this time. I know, where are we? We went to this place called North Street Grill in the North End. We've been a few times. It's always good. They got, I think it was like a Lone Star burger. So, cheddar cheese, barbecue sauce, bacon, caramelized onions, and they had lettuce on theirs. And then I got myself an omelet. It was supposed to come with boursin, chive, avocado, and tomato. I don't like warm tomato. And I mostly wanted just chives and boursin, but I still got avocado, and it was like the perfect thing I needed. Ooh. On a little flat brush, I'm taking some of Simple Syrup and then some of Ta-Da again, and I'm just going to do my little smudgy smudge. But no, the original plan was, oh hey, I have a nail appointment at 11 o'clock. We can do a 2 o'clock brunch. And we're like, oh my god, so we love this for us. So, you know, my friend's like, oh, I'll just meet you at the salon at like noon. And I'm like, yeah. At like 10:40, my nail tech DMs me on Instagram. He's like, hey. He's like, something, you know, emergency wise came up. He's like, can you come in at 5:15? I'm like, obviously, yeah. He was like, yeah. I'm like, what am I gonna do? Be like, no, screw your emergency. So I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. So I had to kill an hour before my friend got there. Which, fine. Whatever. Obviously, realistically, I'm like, I can't do anything about that. On a little round detail brush, I'm going to take some of Dream Girl and blend that out under my eye a little. But you know, we're at brunch, eating our stuff. And obviously, I generally don't like looking at my phone at the table. But I did have it just like facing up. And I see an Instagram DM, it's like, hey, like, I'm not going to be able to come in at all today. I'm like, oh. and then just the tiniest bit of elephant to finish the corners. He's like, can you come in on, he's like, what about Tuesday or Wednesday? I'm like, Tuesday is literally the first Tuesday that I'm working in, like, since June. Like, same thing with Wednesday. I'm like, I'm out at the time you guys close. Then obviously I got sick on Tuesday anyway, so it didn't work out. I'm like, I can't live like this. Like, I can't go. I'm like, you know what? I'm like, I'm gonna go to the salon and see if someone can squeeze me in for a fill. And obviously, they did. We went with like a little pine emerald green cat eye situation, which is what I was gonna do this nail set anyways. But I was also hoping to get a new set if I got to keep my 5:15 appointment, which obviously didn't happen. But he's like, oh my god, he's like, again, I'm so sorry. I'm like, no, I'm like, I understand. I'm like, obviously, like, he's like, I'll make it up to you next appointment. I'm like, do you mean like you're just gonna be really good? Do you mean that I'm gonna get an additional discount? Because I did get a discount at, obviously the girl at the front desk at least recognizes me because I've been going there for 2 years. So I went up, I'm like, hey, I'm like, you probably already know what's going on with my nail tech. I'm like, he canceled my appointment, but I'm like, I need. So when I was checking out, she's like, oh, she's like, it wasn't much, but I gave you a discount. Cat eye is like an extra $15. The discount was basically the price of the cat eye. So I'm like, I'm not gonna complain. Again, yes, I threw revenge in some of my plans. And yes, I was out from 9:30 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Basically a whole shift. But like, again, I got to hang out with my friend. We did things. We had fun. I'm gonna do, not even a cut crease, I'm just gonna tap some concealer onto my eyelid to kind of clean up this area. But no, also, I got a phone call on the train on my way home today. It's from the girl that quit like 2 weeks ago. She was like my least favorite employee anyways. Like, she called me and we're like, girl, what the, like, I was on the train. Even when she did work, I never took her calls unless it was like something dire, like the whole New York ordeal. But also usually if she called or texted me off shift, it was usually to be like, hey, who's at the store? Can I get a cookie? But like at the same time, why? And that's all it was. She's like, hey, who's at the store? I'm like, oh, it's this person. She's like, okay, nice. But I'm like, to be fair, just the past week has been a shit show. So I just haven't gotten around to it. But like, usually I delete people who leave, like, their numbers immediately. So I'm like, why do you still have my number saved? Like, I know it's only been a week, but why do you still have my number saved? Like, I don't want this in life. I don't want you in my life. So I will be deleting that sooner rather than later. That way next time she calls me and then she texts me and be like, oh my god, why didn't you pick up? And I'll be like, who is this? She'll be like, but I'm just gonna take some of my NYX glitter primer. Surprise, surprise. I don't know what I was gonna say. It hasn't been a very busy week. Oh, no. So I ended up opening on Tuesday, which is what I don't do. No, so I didn't do my makeup on Tuesday, Monday. I ended up opening on Tuesday. I'm like, what the fuck? So like I texted the kid who usually opens. I'm like, hey, did you request the day off? He's like, no. He's like, I don't know why blah 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 did that. I'm like, I don't know either, and I don't appreciate this. But thankfully, Tuesday's usually our truck delivery day. Thank God it didn't show up. Like, a guy dropped off one case. I'm like, hey, is this everything? He's like, yeah. I'm like, girl, whatever. But like again, realistically, I'm not complaining. But like, but if she did order a truck, why were there 2 other people with me? I also left an hour and a half early because that was the first day I was sick, and I was like, I was not making it another hour and a half. But all of these shades are from Terra Moon's Cosmetics. I'm gonna go in with this shade called Celestial Petal. It's like a little purpley shade. But again, I'm like, why would I? Again, he didn't ask for the day off. And it turns out our district manager made the schedule and not the interim manager. So my thought is maybe that she's not going to be our manager for much longer. And it was just the district manager doing it for 1 week while my regular manager gets I don't know the correct term, but like, not reacquainted, but like re-onboarded or something. But I'm like, I feel so bad for the kid who usually opens Tuesdays, so he came in today. Oh god, covered in glitter. This is the shade Moonlighter. It's blue with a little bit of green reflex. But he came in today so I could leave. And there's a 600 catering pack for 12 o'clock. We open at 11. Like, that would be one of the things that our old manager, she would have been like, oh, I'll go in, like, when the store isn't open and do it for you. And, like, I had that brief thought of doing that for him. But I'm like, logistically, it is impossible to get done. Because if he gets scheduled at 10 o'clock in the morning, like, I'm usually at 9:15, but that's because we had an understanding between us, me and the manager. But, like, he can't get that done. It's physically impossible to get 600 cookies individually first baked and then individually wrapped and packaged by 12 o'clock. And the people that come to pick up those catering orders have been 20 to 30 minutes early every time for the past, like, month and a half. So I'm like, you're saying this man a failure. Like, I love this kid. He can't, but, like, I couldn't do that. But I also need to see what happens schedule-wise and be like, hey, I'm like, do you think I could come in at, like, midnight? Get that order done at, like, however long it takes before he gets in, and then go home and sleep and then go back in the next day. But I'm like, do I really want that? Sorry, I'm looking at my eyes. I'm gonna go find some lashes and hopefully blow my nose and get decongested, because I was fine until I got home. Literally all day, fine. Haven't even taken medicine today and I was fine. But now, evil, awful. But yeah, I'm gonna find some lashes and hopefully I'll be back in a second. Alright, hello, hi, I'm back with some lashes on, and I cleaned my brushes during intermission too, so let's move on to the base. I'm gonna go in with the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Niacinamide Dewdrops. It's been cold, my skin is a little flaky. I did make sure to peel. This is gonna be gross, but like, obviously, you know, when you have a cold and between your nose running and you blow in your nose will get flaky. I had to peel my nose before I sat down to do my makeup. Thankfully, it's fine. Everything's fine. But like I said, it's been... Again, thankfully it was only a few days. Like yesterday, I felt pretty okay. Like, I still wouldn't have gone to Thanksgiving, even if they ended up going, but like, I would have been coherent. Oh my god, Tuesday was so bad. Like, I was leaning over a bit so I could get something off the floor and just, oh my god, everything was in my head and I'm like, this is awful, evil. Also, I keep forgetting that I have the third Knives Out movie on Sunday, because it is my favorite franchise, series, whatever you want to call it. The first Knives Out movie is like in my top 4 Letterboxd favorites. Like, I love the second one, it's fun, but like the first one has such a hold on me. Maybe because it's in Massachusetts, but like, it's such, oh. But no, I have to go to the Alamo Draft House in Seaport to see it, because it comes out on Netflix in like December, like mid-December. But again, favorite movies ever. And last year I went to go see it in theater. Not last year. Last movie I came out. When it came out, I went to go see it in theaters. So obviously I'm gonna go again. But since it's only in theaters for like 2 weeks before being released on Netflix, of course everyone is trying to go see it, so like I have to sit next to people. Oh, this is from Kulfi Beauty. This is the Double Life Serum Primer. And like, I've always wanted to go to the Alamo Draft House. However, the one in Seaport is notorious for having rats, so I'm not thrilled about that. So I think all I'm gonna let myself get is a drink and popcorn. Like, I don't want like a whole meal. Like, cool, boozy milkshake, but like, this feels wrong. Oh, and I also booked a ticket to go see Eternity tomorrow night after work at Assembly Row, AMC. the Superior AMC. It has the recliners, and I have a side seat, so it reclines, actually. It's not just like a fancy seat. It has Elizabeth Olsen and Miles Teller and Mr. Dua Lipa himself. And it just looks fun, and I deserve some fun in my life. And like, I've seen, not like reviews, but they're like, oh my god, this is so fun. Not like lighthearted, but like, it's a good, not serious movie. And I'm like, you know what? I do need some of those every once in a while. But again, Knives Out, Sunday, 11:15 a.m. It's a 2.5-hour movie. I'm not that surprised. The movies keep getting longer, but I will keep going to see them. As long as Rian Johnson gets released from the claws of Netflix. If you keep making movies, I need you to break your deal with Netflix, because you will make more money in theaters than on Netflix. I can guarantee you. But yeah, tomorrow night I'm only gonna I'm gonna get like 2 packs of candy when I go to 7-Eleven in the morning. One for Saturday night, one for Sunday night, Sunday afternoon, obviously. I think I'm only gonna get a drink and the candy for Saturday night, because I'll still be home in time to like actually eat. But this is from Fenty Beauty. This is the Soft Lit Luminous Foundation in the shade 125. I'm 125. I thought I was 120. Damn. But also, I'll only let myself really get a drink because AMC has the Coke Freestyle machines, and I love the Sprite lemonade. And the only other place I've been able to find it is Wendy's. So, I will let myself get a drink. Maybe I'll get a large drink. No one's stopping me. I just got paid. I mean, I just finished Christmas shopping too, but I just got paid. I have my own money. I've paid my credit card. We're good. We're Gucci. But, yeah. But, I'm gonna buff this in. Oh, I also got shade matched when what was it, Sunday? Yeah. When I went to brunch and awful nail journey. But again, my nail place is right by a Sephora. So I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna go in, kill time. And I was even saying that to my friend, I'm like, oh, maybe I'll have a professional match me. So like, I feel like your shade matches are pretty good. I'm like, yeah, but I also like second opinions. They're like touche. So I was like, oh, you know, can I get a shade match to the Natasha Denona foundation? She's like, yeah. She's like, oh my god, the concealer's really good. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I have it. But she was using the machine. She's like, I'm gonna do your forehead and your cheek. I'm like, girl, those are, like, I like to match to my neck. And that's gonna give you 2 totally different foundation shades. Because again, my forehead is generally pretty okay. But my cheeks are very red. And like, it was not super cold, but I was outside for like a decent amount of time, so I was a little red. And I'm like, again, here, obviously without foundation and without foundation are gonna give you 3 totally separate matches. But she's like, oh, she's like, I think N1 is gonna be your best match. I'm like, a lot of hope you were, because that was the shade I matched myself to. But obviously it just reinforces my belief that I'm pretty okay at my shade matching. I'm like, again, look at this match, like, girl. And ironically, I'm gonna go in with the Natasha Denona Hy-Glam Serum Concealer in N0.5. I'm actually gonna take some onto the back of my hand and apply it with a little brush. But I'm like, so much for wanting a second opinion. That's just my opinion. But then, subsequently, I don't know if it was the foundation that broke me out. I don't know if it was, I mean, yes, I know. The brush obviously got cleaned before it got put on me, but I had like a pimple here and here after the foundation got applied to me, and I'm like, it could be unrelated. Or it could be the fact that new foundation, brush that has touched other skins. I know that sounds weird, like that, other skins, but you know what I mean. But either way. like I said, it was more to kill time because like I'm like I have an hour before my friend gets here, and I'm like I can't. They're on the commuter rail. I can't tell them be like, hey, turn around, go home. See you at 2. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of the Persona Cosmetics Bronze Multi-Stick in the shade Mojave. Actually haven't bought anything from Black Friday sale wise for myself. Like I said, I finished Christmas shopping for at least my immediate family. I haven't gotten anything. Like, it just hasn't, nothing has really like been like, ooh, like I did see the new Simply Posh Cosmetics eyeshadow palette, the Gingerbread House Cabin, whatever it was called. No, probably Gingerbread House, because the Cabin is a different palette. Either way, I saw that. It looks very nice, but I'm like, I don't know if I want that. Also, I was thinking of placing a Kaleidos makeup order on the TikTok shop, because on the TikTok shop it ships from California. On the website it says it ships from China, so I'm like I don't want to play tariff games. So if push comes to shove. They discontinued their Flower Punk palette. I'm like, I know I haven't talked about that palette really, but that's because mine is super expired and like I have it, I just don't want to put it on my eyes. But like that was like one of the best chartreuse shades I have ever, and now she's gone. So I'm trying to find something very similar because like I said, that was like the most chartreuse of chartreuse colors and it was like the best one. But like I said, I have a cart built and I'm like, well, like if it's gonna, let's see, I would be saving $43.42 if I checked out right now on the TikTok shop. Because everything was on sale. Obviously, then I had an additional 15% off. And like, I don't want to be spending all my money. However, I'll see how I feel after I finish my makeup. But like, I haven't gotten something from Kaleidos in a very long time. And I did want to try their, they have like a powder, a brightening powder. And I'm like, well, like since it's a Chinese brand, chances are their fare is fairer than most fair branded powders in the US. But I'm gonna go in with the Milani Cheek Kiss Cream Blush in the shade Merlot Moment. I feel like a nice berry is gonna go well with this look. I was thinking of the Rare Beauty one, but like that could be a little too cool toned sometimes, and this is definitely a little more warmer of a berry, or at least not so, I can't explain it, but this is a good color on me. And unfortunately I can't even blow my nose right now because I have a foundation on. But again, I'm like, I was fine until I got home. But c'est la vie. I shall suffer. That's kind of been my motto for the past month and a half. Suffered. But like obviously I've been wearing a mask at work because I'm like, God forbid I get other people sick. Thankfully I haven't had like an old man be like, oh my god, don't you know that masks don't work, or oh my god, it's written on a pandemic, you don't need to be wearing that, blah blah blah. Again, thankfully. But I'm like, I'm prepared to throw hands if I have to. Like, God forbid I get you sick and then you complain about it. I'm just doing my due diligence. And this may get a little out of hand. I did want to go back in with the Terra 28 GetSet Blur and Set Matte Powder Blush in the shade Sunset Shirley. This is one of the blush shades that they did with Tony Bravo. I love her so much. She's fantastic. And like this is, it's a warm raspberry. Again, when I want a raspberry or berry tone, I do go neutral warm because I am generally a little neutral. So with a very light brush because I didn't powder my face. Not light, loose, fluffy. Do a little layering. Yeah, again. It will look ridiculous. And yes, I know it will look ridiculous. But doing a sunset look, that's kind of I did the law. But again, just kind of buffing this into the hairline too, because I will be showering tonight. Hopefully, maybe, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know if I want to wash my hair tonight. I don't know if I want to take a, not like a body shower, that sounds weird. But like, not wash my hair tomorrow morning and then wash it when I get home tomorrow night. It's just, it's too much to think about right now, if we're going to be honest here. And then with my very old, very discontinued, very beloved Jaclyn Brighten powder, I'm going to go in with a little under the eye just to give myself a little, yeah, there she is. There she is. But no, I think, I don't know. I was trying to think of what candy I want to get. But if I'm getting Sprite, I can't get Sour Patch Kids because it just gets too much for me. And I go, ooh. But I don't want to get, like, Reese's Pieces 2 days in a row, you know? But I don't want to get popcorn because if it's not fresh popcorn, I will get very, very ill. And if I also get popcorn, I will binge and then not want to eat dinner. And then popcorn will be the only thing I eat all day. And that's not ideal. I'm going to go in with the Fenty Beauty Demi Glow Light Diffusing Highlighter in the shade Pretty Pearls. Ooh, that was actually something that I did. I got a new one. It was still in stock on the website. And it was half off. And even though I've been finding a few of the other shades at TJ Maxx Marshalls recently, I haven't found this one. And the last one that I found, the only time I found this shade, it was broken in the same corner, and it was also swatched, so that's disgusting. Well, I'm like, again, it was only $20. It was literally half off, so I'm like, well, it's pretty much the same price that I think TJ Maxx was selling it for like $14.99, so I'm like, it's basically the same price. And again, I have a guarantee, so I'll probably use this one for like another year, maybe. I don't know. But again, she's my beloved based on the, again, this is just from breaking it, but I'm, like I said, have made a dent in her, which I haven't done to a highlighter since my Colourpop Flexitarian and Lunch Money ones in high school, and that's because I wore them every single day, like every day. But super simple lip combo. This is from Makeup Forever. This is the Artist Color Pencil in the shade Wherever Wanna. Bam. I know, who am I? I feel like I haven't worn a real lipstick in so long. Like, I've been doing a lot of gloss and lip liners. And again, while there's nothing wrong with that, it's just, I have a bin full of lipsticks to use. So it's just, I may need to redo these lips entirely because this is not ending well. Like, not me not knowing how to line my lips, apparently. There are just some days that I forget. Not forget, but like, I just go. There we go. Not good, but better. And I can always just, like I said, gonna blend it out a little, like I always do. And that'll also usually help. And just do a little. Oh, I've also started watching Veep within the past few days, and I kind of like it so far. What did I try watching? There's a few episodes in, and I don't think I like to try watch. Oh, 30 Rock. I don't think I like that. In my defense, I don't like Alec Baldwin or Tracy Morgan that much, so. Actually, I don't like anyone in the cast, I'm gonna be honest here. Don't really care for Tina Fey. So it's just, I'm like, I'll try it, and then I went, oh no, this is not ending well for me. But no, I'm probably 3 or 4 episodes in so far of Veep, and I like it so far. Again, it's the first season, it's not very many episodes, but still. This is from CoverGirl. This is the Clean Fresh Yummy Gloss in the shade You're Just Jelly. This is a minuscule print. I don't have my glasses on. Not that I need my glasses for like vision distances, but it's miniscule print. And it's also white on a pale pink. I don't know if that's an ADA compliance, but a more, even though it's sheer raspberry color to go for the blush. See, I think sometimes. Not often, but sometimes. Oh god. But no, I'm gonna have to leave work a few minutes early tomorrow. Because originally when I was booking the Eternity ticket, I was hoping to do a double feature. Not double feature, but like double movie day. But if I stayed at Alamo Draft House, I'd have to... Logistically, I will probably be out of... Knives Out by like 2. Eternity wasn't playing until 4:15, and there wasn't anything in Assembly Row or the Causeway. Or I don't like Boston Common AMC. That AMC is the bane of my existence. If I'm paying movie theater prices, I want good seats, which is why I always go to Assembly Row. I'm like, this is just not going. I'm like, well, 4:15 Assembly Row. I'm out at 4. Someone isn't at 3, so I can leave a few minutes early. And he's always on time, so I told him, like, hey, will you be fine if I leave like 10 minutes early tomorrow? He's like, yeah. He's like, you're here until 4? I'm like, yeah. He's like, why? I'm like, I don't know. But the 15-minute ride it takes, not even 15-minute ride it takes to get to Assembly. Alright, I need to go fix my bangs, but I should be back in a second. Alright, and this is the finished look. Honestly, I have no complaints. This turned out exactly how I wanted. I wanted like a bold blush here. The eyes came out exactly like how I did them last time, which were perfect. The lips go very well with the blush. This is a good look. I know I do a lot of sunset looks, but like it's my comfort color. It's kind of. And again, it's also was snowing today, so I feel like the least I deserve was a sunset eye look. And again, I did try this on Monday. Again, didn't finish it on Monday. And did end up doing my makeup yesterday like I was supposed to, but alas. But yeah, hopefully next time I see you I won't be sick. Actually, no, next time I film a video will probably be Sunday after I get home from Knives Out. But yeah.